it's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? If this is your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit notification bell every time I post up new content. Hold that dog. I had to close the door. I was in there watching TikTok, which is going to be one of the topics of today. But first and foremost, let's give a congratulations to President Donald Trump and everybody that voted for him, including myself. Right? It's, right? You know, here's the deal, people. I know that all of this shit is crooked. All shit, whether it's in liquid form or if it's in solid form, all shit is gonna stink. But then when you're a fly, this is what the fuck you drawn to, right? So for those of us that actually really don't know no better, I got it. Those of us that actually really know better and be like, oh, I gotta go smell it anyway. Right? And you know, then they like, and then when you break shit down, okay, which again I had no problem with that neither. But unless you're actually really talking to somebody that really doesn't know shit about politics, how this country is ran, if indeed you want to actually really put politics and how this country is ran in the same sentence, and hey, go right ahead, right? But let's just say for shits and giggles, right, that at this particular moment in time, right, Donald Trump is now the president of the United States. So let's just say that the shit that went from liquid form to semi-liquid. It's still shit, people, right? But I'm just like, okay. Then you gotta say, okay, well, why is this shit in liquid form in the first place? Due to bad policy by the president, or was it somebody even higher up than him? And which is gonna be somebody higher up than Trump, right? So if you want to look at it from that aspect, then hey, by all means. These people. So in our case, I actually really wanted to get that out the way. Now, I do believe that a lot of the stuff what Trump said that he gonna do, he gonna do. Right? He gonna shut down the border. He gonna get a lot of these motherfuckers out of here, right? Bring jobs back, like what he did in the last time that he was in office. So for those of y'all that are mad, go ahead and be mad for the next 4 years. And then just know this: if y'all actually like really intend to bring that bitch Kamala Harris back or come all over her face 9 times out of 10, that's probably not gonna happen. So for all you so-called, for all you females that was all up in the air talking about our mamas and all this kind of stuff, just know that, guess what? If she decides to run again in, what is it, 2028, guess what? I'm not finna, listen, I didn't vote for that bitch then. I'm not finna vote for her 4 years down the road from now. Right? As a matter of fact, if I actually really thought that some of y'all women would act in a professional manner if indeed a woman finally gets in office as president, I really wouldn't care. But it's for y'all, it's it's for y'all, right? And just like I said, it ain't everybody. It's just I already know what group of women is gonna show their ass more than any other group in this country. I already know that. But y'all are the same ones that's supposed to be so-called woke. Y'all know what the fuck is going on, this, that, the third. But it's just for the simple fact that I'm to be, my whole deal is, again, I really wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't mind it just to see what the fuck would happen. Right? A point would have to be proven to be like, hey, guess what? Yes, you can do this. Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can do the other. Being president of the United States, that is not one of those titles that y'all actually really never have, because it's just for the simple fact that the way that the rest of the world, especially the Muslim world, unless they have changed it since then, the way that the Muslim world look upon women, just know that every time that a motherfucker meeting come on where all of the goddamn world leaders have to actually really be like, okay, hey, guess what? Let's sit down. Let's talk about this shit for a minute. They're going to look over at Kamala, or as I call her, come all over her face Harris, right? They're going to look at her and they're going to be like, ooh, what that mouth do? Ooh, how the booty work? Can she ride it real good? See, I ain't got time. Listen, I don't have time for no commander-in-chief to be like, to actually really get to actually really get ran over, right? And then, like I said, all of y'all motherfuckers that were talking about where your mama was black, okay, at best she might have had 10 kids. So how the fuck? So I'm just like, how the fuck you get, okay, and then she ain't even got no damn kids. So I'm just like, okay, so how the fuck let's do the math on this. Okay, like I said, at best, you got 10 kids. So how you do that with a country of damn near 300 million? I mean, make that math make sense. Which I already know what the fuck is. I mean, it's okay, like you say 270 million times or divided by 10. You already get the fucking number. But it's already bad enough that a lot of y'all can't even handle 2, let alone 10, and let alone 270 plus million people. No, that shit is not gonna work. So again, congratulations to Donald Trump. Hey, look, go in there and do your thing, right? Now, second order of business. This whole TikTok bullshit, okay? So Trump done went in. So he couldn't break the ban or whatever. But basically all what he did was, hey, look, I'm gonna give you motherfuckers 90 days to sell that shit off to somebody over here, right? And so then I started thinking about it for a minute. I said, "Oh, wait a minute now." And this is the only reason why I'm actually going back to this subject, because I did a show on TikTok a couple days ago. And so basically I'm watching one of the YouTube creators. And so, matter of fact, shout out to iTrack. Go check his channel out, right? So, but in any case, it was one part in there where this one guy, he was talking about, I mean, now, great the fact he really wasn't talking anything about TikTok in general, but he was talking about China as a country and how they own a big portion of the United States debt. And I put this down in the subscription. Go check out Eddie Griffin's. You can tell him I said that, because Eddie Griffin said the exact same thing probably damn near 10 years ago. Right? Because he actually really said, hey, China owns half of our debt. Welcome to China. Learn how to speak the language, people. He said all of this in his concert damn near 10 years ago. Or I'm going to say damn near 10 years ago. Right? So let's do a little speculation here. The United States government is all kind of debt or whatever. So we need somebody to take some of this shit off our hands, right? And if you actually really stop and thinking about it for a minute, I've actually really done shows like this. I know on my previous channel. Really ain't too sure about this channel. But I've said it plenty of times. And then when I said it, right, it was more towards military equipment. Hey, it's like towards military equipment, and then here it is, you the richest kid on the block, right? And then you got all of these high-speed toys, right? And then what do you do as the rich kid, right? You bring all your toys out, right? And then here come everybody else. They want to play with your toys. You teach them how to play with your toys. You teach them how to play with your toys, right? And then be like, and then here comes the all important question or questions. You like them toys that I give you? You know how to work them pretty well, right? Okay. What about you? What about you? What about you? So, and then it's like, okay, now, and let's just say in a couple of months, I need to come see you. I need to see how well you play with the toys that I give you, right? So now if you knew who the rich kid is versus who the rich kid gave the kids to, then I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? You smarter than what the fuck I thought you were. So let's just actually really do that shit in reverse for a minute. Say like one of the kids come up and say, hey, guess what? Since you've been giving us all of these toys to play with, guess what? I'm going to give you something to play with, right? It's called TikTok. Y'all get where I'm going with this, right? So, so I'm just like, look, motherfucker, you owe us money. Right? And so basically they just like, okay, well, then they come up with this bullshit, right? Like, okay, we gonna ban TikTok because due to home security, right? So I'm just like, okay, since when does a social media app deal with top secret government information? I mean, now, granted the fact we all know what Hillary did back in the day, something that she didn't go to jail for, something that she should have went to jail for, right? Now, unless TikTok has like an encrypted part of the app where that somebody in the armed forces, regardless of branch, whether you're enlisted, whether you're an officer, whether you're doggone civilian, but you have access to key assets. And then, like I say, I know this is bullshit because just for the simple fact, listen, I'm a 21-year Army veteran. I had a secret security clearance, meaning that in certain places where that I had to go, but I had to leave my phone on the outside because the information that was in there was too goddamn sensitive. Now, granted fact, all what the fuck they did, they didn't check your person. They just said, hey, put your phone over in the doggone basket here. We sign you in. You go in there and do what you got to do. You come out, you sign out, you take your phone and you go. Now, unless these motherfuckers got hidden cameras on their uniform, then, you got to be like, okay, now you got to take the time out to download that shit and then send it to whoever the fuck you going to send to it via motherfucking TikTok. That within itself don't make a whole lot of sense, because if that is the case, then it's just like what I said in my previous video. If y'all gonna shut down TikTok, then goddamn it, shut down all this shit. Because if y'all want to be that goddamn sensitive on what happens over the airways, then yeah, shut all that shit down. Shut every goddamn thing down. If you actually really feel that way about it. But here's the deal. Here's the deal why these motherfuckers this is one of the major, now, great fact, I talked about speculation. So put this shoe on, put this hat on, put this shirt on, whatever the fuck piece of clothing on what I'm about to say fits any part of your motherfucking body, then I actually really advise you, hey, look, this fits, it's the right color, box this shit up, take it up to the cash register so I can pay for it. Okay? So here's the deal. The United States government created TikTok. And they let China have it. Right? Or it could be just for the simple fact, okay, yes, maybe TikTok is indeed China's baby. And it got over to TikTok. Either way it go, right, just know that I truly, honestly believe that the United States government had something to do with TikTok to begin with, because they were just like, look, yeah, we know we owe y'all all this fucking money, but we got to come up with something. It's almost like, okay, well, hey, look, guess what? We just can't just up and give you motherfuckers 800 million plus, or however much of the deficit that they owe, right? But now that here it is, you got certain people in play. Elon Musk, and then the guy that owns Amazon. And then if you actually really stop and pay attention to what the fuck is going on, right? These are the two people, right? That for the most part, if China say, hey, look, we want 800 million from y'all, y'all need to make that shit happen. Y'all got two motherfuckers over there that can actually make that shit happen. And then what's so bad about it, the two people that I just mentioned, guess what the fuck they doing? They doing a goddamn space race. They trying to send motherfuckers, regular people, put them on that ship, right, to go to the fucking moon. I'm just like, motherfucker, y'all didn't even do it back in '69. So what makes y'all think, or what makes them think that we believe that we accomplished that goal back in '69? With all of this shit that's going on up there in the magnetic sphere, all that goddamn radiation. I mean, look, go back and look at every motherfucking moon hoax video that was done. And then they'll tell you, it's too much goddamn radiation up there to be like, oh, we going to the moon. No. That is not how the song go, people. So again, and then it could be just for the simple fact that the country of China got so much motherfucking leverage on the United States to this motherfucking, it's pretty much unbelievable, because let them tell it, them motherfuckers, they went to the moon a while back and they landed. And then, which I'm like, okay, well, that's probably bullshit too. But, you know, my whole deal is, okay, let's just say for shits and giggles that they went to the moon and they landed where the fuck the United States supposed to land. They're like, hey, look, ain't no flags up here, right? And so they went back and then they called and they folk and be like, look, these motherfuckers didn't land up here back in '69 or whatever. And so it could be just for the simple fact, I mean, I don't know what leverage is going on, if any, but I do know one thing, that the Chinese government has over us. It's just that, hey, look, we got half of your debt, motherfucker. And which, you know, and then again, which you can actually really call bullshit on that too, because what's actually really backing up any type of money that the United States government even prints? Yeah, give me what the fuck you owe me, and I'll deal with it the best way I can and know how. And maybe that's what the fuck China is looking at. Look, motherfucker, y'all owe me, right? So I'm gonna create this TikTok for y'all, and just know 170 million of your people, which is what, over half of the population, on our app that we created, people making money, serious money, off of the app that we created. So again, you can really look at this shit a whole lot of ways, right? And which I already know for all of you TikTok motherfuckers, for those of y'all that actually really use the shit. And yes, I have friends on TikTok. And so I'm just like, am I calling y'all motherfuckers? Hey, the crazy uncle will never call y'all motherfuckers. But Sergeant Harris will, especially when I know that it's something actually really fucked up is going on. Now, put like this. Now, if you just on there, just to be on there, then, hey, look. Sergeant Harris, as well as the crazy uncle, ain't got no problem with you. I really don't. You know, and then even if you were making money on there, okay, hey, guess what? Do you, right? But my whole deal is, I'm just looking at this simple fact, okay, I really don't, I truly honestly believe that the United States government, as well as the Chinese government, they came up with this motherfucking app. It's almost as, and if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, the United States government, Trump just got back into the office, right? But I forget how long TikTok has been around, but it's just for the simple fact, look at it like this. If I, as a government, owe somebody else money, and then, listen, I already got the motherfucking Federal Reserve and the 13 families to deal with. Now I got to deal with your motherfucking ass, unless you part of one of the 13. Then, okay, I got it, you know. But here's the deal. Let's look at it like this. Let's do the math on this if you want to. So they're like saying, right, 170 million people. And then depending on how big they are, how much money did they make off of that app, right? You could be like, okay. Oh, that's so wrong, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Let's do an income tax on TikTok, right? That could be one way to actually get rid of the government, or it's just for the simple fact, hey, look, hey, Elon, hey, pesos or peso or whatever the fuck, the owner of Amazon, right? Okay, you two motherfuckers too busy trying to build rockets to send people where that they can't possibly go. Go ahead and punch out a big piece of the money, right? And then just look at it like this, because to my understanding, Elon Musk is going to be part of motherfucking Donald Trump's crew somewhere in that. So it's almost like, okay, because they already said it, okay, Elon Musk, he was like one of the front runners. So it's just for the simple fact that, okay, if Elon Musk agrees to this, right, then you got to look at this simple fact, okay, what do this motherfucker actually really want to return? And so it's just for the simple fact that he may look at it like this. Hey, look, I'm giving you money that I made to try to cut this deficit in half. You motherfuckers finna give me something. Far as money goes, we already know that y'all ain't got it. So guess what? You finna offer me a motherfucking position. It ain't necessarily got to be a cabinet position. But it's just for the simple fact, God damn it, you owe me something. Okay? And then, for the most part, between Elon Musk and the owner of Amazon, whoever actually really buys out that shit. But then again, it could be a three-way pie. The triangle, which is on the back of a dollar bill. See how this shit is falling into play? Now, I already know somebody gonna be like, you know what? Whatever the fuck you got in that glass, Clarice Uncle, you don't know what the fuck you talking about right now. But, you know, like this, you might have to decipher some of this shit, right? But if you actually really go through this video all the way through and be like, okay, I know what he was trying to say here, but he fucked up and said this. But I knew where the fuck he was going with it. But then 9 times out of 10, out of this 30+ minute video, I'm pretty sure wherever the fuck I dropped the ball at, I picked it up, cleaned it up, and still ran it, and still took it to the house. Right? TikTok is not only a Chinese invention, but it's also a U.S. invention in order to pay the Chinese government off due to the debt that they have. Now, put it like this. Now, if China owning a big portion of our debt is a lie, then them bastards told it. But I'm almost willing to bet money. If you ask Google, but then again, who is Google ran by? Right? So, but then every once in a while, you know, a fool will tell the truth every once in a while. So my whole deal is this. Just Google. Matter of fact, go Google the motherfucking Eddie Griffin. Go on YouTube. You go on YouTube, just type in Eddie Griffin. You can tell him I said that. Right? And be like, and then switch to the shit where he says China owns half our debt. Welcome to China. Now, I'm almost willing to bet money when he said that TikTok, well, I know for a fact when that shit happened, TikTok was not invented yet. And then all of this bullshit y'all think China doing this, China doing that, China doing the other. And then what the fuck? What do I always tell y'all? Right? Half the shit that you got in your house right now, matter of fact, this is when you know that, oh, here we go right here. I didn't even have to look too goddamn far, right? I got a sound bar on that TV right there, right? And I already know 9 times out of 10, y'all not gonna be able to see this, but this right here. This is the remote to my sound bar. It's Sony, right? And I already know if y'all can see that, I'll try to get that light where that y'all can see that, right? If you can see it, right? There it is right there. The fuck that say? Made in China, right? And I'm pretty sure that my other two remotes say the exact same shit. And I'm pretty sure that that goddamn air fryer, my motherfucking coffee maker, my goddamn toaster oven, all this shit what I'm looking at right now. Oh hell. The goddamn crock pot said ninja on it. So I can only imagine where the fuck that came from. So my whole deal is this. You gotta ask yourself, okay, if the Chinese government owns half of our government, then you gotta really ask yourself, okay, is it only TikTok? Or is it every goddamn thing that you got in your motherfucking house? Damn that. But what the United States government doing? Cause you know what? Again, I already know that all of my goddamn TVs in here probably say made from motherfucking China. So again, it's like what I said the other day. I'm like, look, y'all betting TikTok for what? When half of the shit that everybody have in a motherfucking house is made from goddamn China. But the United States government want to bitch about it though. Okay. All right. Fuck games as usual. Hold on, let me see if I can find something else for y'all. Yeah, I got something else for y'all right here. Let's see where the fuck this made in. Where it made from. Okay. This is the crock pot. So, yeah, I'm doing this because I'm trying to prove a motherfucking point to y'all. Right? Y'all act like really, I mean, it's big. Listen, this shit is bigger than motherfucking what the fuck y'all think TikTok is, right? I can't find made in China on this one. But I'm pretty sure it's on here some goddamn where. Right? It usually be on the back of some shit. I don't see it. But they got a scan code on here. So 9 times out of 10, no, I'm not gonna give y'all the scan code of this because for one, I didn't buy this motherfucker. So hey. But for the most part, right, this be the last time I'm actually get up and try to prove shit. But my whole deal is this, people, right? I showed y'all that with one goddamn remote. So basically, what the fuck the crazy uncle is telling y'all to do. And now that I really think about it, I really don't think the United States government owed China a goddamn thing. Because all what the fuck y'all gotta go do, go look at the back of your goddamn TV. Go look at your motherfucking alarm clock if you got one. And for you ladies, right? If you like playing with yourselves real good, go check your goddamn vibrator. I bet you that bastard is made from motherfucking China. So, with that being said, right? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa. Motherfucker! Next door, across the street, around the corner. Paulus Harris, a.k.a. Crazy Uncle. Holla at y'all.